You mentioned there you had a little stint in the first team. How was that?
Yeah, that was good. Our director of football, Kev Fell, asked us to take over for a week when unfortunately Frank lost his job last January it was. So yeah, managed to get a week with the first team, myself and Liam. We just took training. It was nothing special in terms of what was happening. We were just getting them ready for the new manager to come in. Unfortunately, there wasn't a game because we'd been knocked out of the FA Cup.
Would have loved the game.
Yeah, would have loved the game. Would have been a great experience.
It's I suppose in itself taking control of this first team and I guess is this your first time with the first team?
Yeah.
So that's a huge experience, you know, to come with these players. So this was 2022, is it?
2023, last January.
Yeah,
and last January.
Game, my bad, yeah. So I'm just trying to think back to the players who were there.
Yeah, it was more or less the guys who are there now.
Yeah.
I have to say that the lads when we went up there were different class. The likes of Seamus, Don. These are people that I know anyway because I've been around the club for a long time. But you know, I've never been their coach.
Yeah.
Did a little bit with Don when he was a kid, but you know, Andy was there still as well. But like the likes of the guys like Seamus, Dom, Picky, Talks, they were unbelievable. They did easy for us.
Serious professionals as well.
What professionals?
Someone I wanted to speak about, like you mentioned there, was Coleman. He's been at the club a long time. About the same time as you, is it?
Yeah.
14, 15 years.
20 years
so,
old.
I think Coleman was in his just 10, 20 or 21 when he joined Everton. Was you know, at this time looking at the first team and looking at the players, and did you have much to say on Coleman from his early years and how he was and his character? Because he's definitely had a resilient character from an early age.
Yeah, I think, like I say, I didn't have a lot to do when he was that age. I was working with the youth development then, but being lucky enough to spend some time with him in the last few years, and being lucky enough to have him in my team in the 21s, and when he's coming back from injury, he's an incredible character and he's an unbelievable leader. You know, I heard you say humble before. I used that word humble, and he's so humble. Yes. It's untrue. But his standards around the place, you know, he's brilliant for the young players. And when the young players come up there to train with the first team, he's the first person to ask how they did.
Yeah.
Because you know, it's not so much the football side of it when they go up there. Yeah. It's how they carry themselves and how they conduct themselves, and or they, you know, talk about that character word again. It's, you know, are they the right character to be around the first team? Because there's a lot of talented players go and train with the first team, but it's your character and your personality that keeps you there, I think. So yeah, Seamus is always the first one I'll ask for feedback.
Yeah, when it comes to Seamus, I always refer it back to school. You'd have the teachers that you take the piss a bit with. But with Coleman, you always have the one teacher who you have the utmost respect for, and you'd never do anything to take the piss or whatever. But Coleman, in and around football, you can see it. There's so much respect for him. He's a serious professional. You know, he performing at the highest level in the Premier League for 15 years and still doing it. It's absolutely unbelievable. So having him come down into the under 21 and stuff, it must be incredible for the players too. Obviously you've had a few this season. Jack Harrison was in the academy with the under 21s. What was he like with the players?
Great, Jack. He was very demanding.
Yeah.
So he only played one game for us, but he let the players know if they weren't doing what they should have been doing. And that's what we want from the other players, to set the standard.
Absolutely, yeah.
He was excellent in the game that we played. We're also looking at Andre Gomez. He's just a magician of a footballer, like, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a top player, but also a top guy.
Yeah.
It was his first game back for a long time. And he played, it was a freezing cold night at Finch Farm, and he was only down to play, I think it was 75 minutes. He came off after 75 and I said, "Oh, you can go and have a shower." And I'm staying here.
Wow.
So he just like stayed on the bench with the rest of the lads and watched the game out, you know.
That must be amazing for your boys as well. The players. That's just, you know, these players respecting, and it's like Coleman, Harrison. I think Godfrey as well is one in the and these players come down and, you know, the mutual respect the senior players and the under 21 players have for each other. It's crucial for the under 21 players because it's learning you know, how you to respect, because they're still young.
Still learning, yeah.
Yeah, so they definitely need people to look up to.